Hey guys, this is going to be another multiple part video because I'm never going to be able to obviously do all this in one shot, providing the process that's involved. Special project tomorrow. And Picky, me and Dave are going down to Leesport, Pennsylvania. It's about 45 half hour, between a half hour and 40 minutes for me depending on traffic. At 9 o'clock in the morning to acquire a 1957 Fedder's weather wheel. Kind of see if I can find a way to show the location. But anyway, this is going to be the. Basically what I'm doing is I'm making a cutout ahead of time. This is going to be to patch the hole in the wall. Now this is going to be on the inside. So if this is ever removed for another installation or whatever, somebody is going to see this. So obviously I already picked the name for the video before I even made it. I don't know if anyone really gives a shit enough to look at it when, if whoever finds this, but just in case it's there. Won't that be something if one day I get a message or a comment saying, hey, I found your wood. If I have that and the 2x to frame it out. Basically all I'm doing is I already know what the dimensions of a Fedder's weather wheel are. 16.25 inches tall and 27 inches wide. So all I'm doing is making this wood cutout right here and then framing it out with a 2x4. And basically all I'm going to do is slide that into the hole and fasten it in from the sides, and this part's going to be exposed, and then I have to make another exact piece too to put on the top of the 2x4 frame that I'm going to be making to patch the hole up. After that, well, before that actually, the other side of this wood's going to be the part that's going to be on the outside. I'm going to spray it with white Flex Seal, providing the outside of the trim around the outside where this air conditioner is actually white. So I'm going to try to make it look as good and as clean as possible from the outside for them. Got some heavy duty construction screws, brand new knife which I probably shouldn't be using. Speaking of which, it still looks kind of nasty, but not nearly as bad as it was. It actually healed up pretty good. I'm going to try to slice my finger open on this project and make a bloody mess out here, literally a bloody mess out here. I can finally use my freaking left hand again, lightly. It finally stopped hurting. So, yeah. And I have white silicone to go along the edges with it after that. So this thing should be pretty well waterproof, which is good. That's what the effect I'm going for. So, well, I think that's going to conclude the first portion of the video. And I don't know if I'm going to make this. I'll probably release this today because I don't technically have it yet. So, I don't know. I could probably make a pretty cool compilation here actually if I just hold off a little bit. So, yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah, I might just wait and compile the clips I have and make one long one of this whole entire process. I wouldn't mind making one of the actual removal of it. That'd be pretty cool. But at the same time, like I said, I don't really want to, make anybody second guess their thoughts. I kind of want to get in there, do what I got to do as quickly as possible, and get out. So I'm hoping to show up a little bit earlier, maybe snap a few photos, maybe get a quick video before we actually remove it, and one after as we're driving off. That'd be fine. But yeah, basically that's what I got going on. Dave is going to actually assist me with it, which works out pretty good because I can barely use it. I don't really think I should be moving any air conditioners, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm paying $300 for it, so I know that kind of sounds like a little ridiculous to some of you guys, but honestly, as rare as they are, and it's the original year, and I'm like 90% sure it has the Tecumseh S-Series compressor, which would make it an insanely quiet runner. The only thing is it doesn't have the sound barrier grill. It has the egg rake grill because it's the original year. So the air movement might make a little bit of noise, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to be a good runner. So I bet you it fires up the first shot. I might even be able to fire it up in place where it's at. I don't know if the building has electric or not. That's kind of why I'm making everything here. So if all goes well, I take that, me and him pop that old unit out, remove the case, put this up, and be out of there in hopefully an hour. That's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll keep these posted as we go along. Hey guys, so I have to touch this up with Flex Seal again, but this is rubber. on the back. Flip it over and take a look at it. So basically it's going to slide into the opening and the screw in to mount in place. And then I have the other part drying yet. This is going to go around to the back side of it when it's done. And that's going to be a wrap. I gotta fix this though, or at least turn it upside down or something. That's got to be in their right side up so you can read it. There we go. Alright guys, this is a little bit illegal. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I hate when people are on their phone or driving. But yeah, we're coming up on it. And we are here right now. There it is. Oh yeah. Oh, while we're here, might as well show this one too. It's just a carcass, but anyway, see you later. See, here we are next to it. It is the S, definitely. Got the dented edges around the side vents. Yeah. Yep. That's the S. 100% the S. Fuck yeah, man. That's sweet. Cool. And it's coming out whenever they get here. So it's hard to tell. I can't tell if that's a freaking if that's just a round handle or if that's a climate timer. I don't know. It's hard to tell from here. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be freaking sweet. If it's the S series with the 1957 S series with the climate timer and a heat pump, could you imagine? Freaking KB will be trying to rob me. So as you can see, holes patched up, ready to rock and roll. Always do a good job. If you botch up a job, they ain't gonna call you back. Like I said, now we have a new connection. This guy buys apartments and makes stuff out of them. So there's a chance he might come up with some other stuff. So, like I said, as usual, I have one more clip to record when we get back. But other than that, I say this is a job well done. And in fact, I'm going to keep you guys on for 1 second. We're in Leesport, PA right now, for any of you guys who might be familiar with this area. Right here, there's a Hot Point Quiet Air, a Hot Point Fashion Air, and a Hot Point Super Thrust all in the same house. Oh, this it? No, it's this one. Actually, oh, the Quiet Air is laying right there. The Fashion Air is still there. The Super Thrust is there. Is anyone home? We're gonna stop and freaking see if we can get it. I know that I said there was only gonna be one more segment, but I lied. There's gonna be 2 more segments. This one, you can tell it was in a bar. That's all freaking caked crap. But all the, or is that? No, that's not melted, is it? I don't think. Yeah, a little bit. So it's in pretty decent shape. It's still got the feathers emblem. Said no F badge on there, but it does have the indent around the edges by the side vents. 1 horsepower Tecumseh S series compressor, which I honestly didn't think existed, but apparently it does, because I have one to prove it. Yeah, the buttons are a little rough, but like I said, the thing's ancient. And it does still work. Fired right up, and it does blow ice cold. I think I need to let the... We'll fire it up when we get it back, obviously. So yeah, you guys will get to hear it run in the next segment. I just want to go over it quick and save some time when we get back. Model number 711DSA-2. Uses 12 amps. So I'm thinking it's a at least 10,000 BTUs. It's got a 1 horsepower Tecumseh S-Series compressor, a 115 horsepower fan motor, and we'll get to that because the fan motor's been replaced. It's not the original fan motor. It was replaced a long time ago, but it's a replacement fan motor nonetheless. You'll really see it when you look at the other side where you see where the data tag is and everything. There's some coil rot on the front side, but ironically enough, it doesn't appear to be any coil rot on the back. The chassis has a lot of rust, but overall it's in pretty decent shape. And this one I can actually keep the original cord on too. But anyway, we'll talk about it more when we get back. I just want to show it quick. All right, yeah, we're back. Go ahead.
We're back again with a 1957 or 58, most likely a 57 Fredder's weather wheel. Me and Russ just pulled out of a building in Leesport, Pennsylvania. It's a 1 horse Tecumseh.
Which we didn't even think up until today. Didn't even know it would exist. Exactly. I thought it was only half and 3/4.
3/4, yeah.
And it's big, like it's beefy.
It's big, chunky, and it is heavy.
Oh my God, yeah. You can actually still read the data plate on it too. The format's a little bit different, but I'm thinking it is a 57. I'm thinking of the year there first.
Yeah, there's photos on Brian's Flickr page to decode the early 50 units with Tecumsehs.
Yeah, 1 horsepower. This is no less than 10,000 BTUs. Look how thick the coils are on the bottom. Now this Tecumseh is mounted in only from the bottom, so it's literally just free floating in there. So it should be relatively easy. I can't see the bottom, but yeah, that pan is shot a little bit, but that's okay. I'm pretty confident that I can help it fix it. Yeah, it's bent. It's okay. Okay, it has some decent coil rot. We didn't even probably noob right it today.
If you want to, sure. Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna do it again when we pull it out anyway. It has 2 wiring ports, one on top and one on the bottom. So this one don't have the usual dip in the middle.
Yeah.
Here's the grill for it. It almost looks like it is awesome. It almost looks like some jackass put a space heater in front of it at one point, or something, or some heat source to suck in. Cause it's a little bit damaged. I'm gonna see what I can do with it. Maybe I can doctor it up. It'd be really cool to figure out a good 3D printer. Yeah, look at that. Feathers right across the top. And of course the, I love that. I love the ones that have this on there.
This shield is awesome.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. For the screenshotters, which I don't blame them. I might actually use this as my, that right here is my, oh yeah, if I can get that right in the center there, oh yeah. Get a good picture of it.
Funny story is when we first saw this unit installed, we kind of thought it was a climate timer.
I did
at first, but
you get the pictures kind of make it look like it. In fact, somebody, not to call you out, KB, somebody happened to look at it and think it was the climate. Which don't feel bad, dude. I did too. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my freaking God! I'm like, no way. Can you imagine that climate timer with a heat pump with an S-Series?
Oh, that'd be like the holy grail. And a 3-speed fan.
And the door moves perfectly smooth.
Yep.
We'll get a look at the data plate before we fire it up. Now this here, they were using a window screen just like that on that door there for a filter. So we thought maybe at one point they modified, changed the capacitor. I believe that to be the original capacitor. However, I don't know though. It's the original capacitor. Those screws are original. Yeah. All right, so it's the original capacitor, but someone put a piece of siding or what looks like siding to me. I don't know what the hell it is, but they put that there so the metal filter wouldn't hit the terminals there. It's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
It's funny, most people, the average person probably look at this and be like, wow, what a rusty old hunk of crap. To me, I see perfection.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's missing a one of these toggles here, but again, if we could find somebody with a 3D scanner and a 3D printer that make new pieces, we should be trying to get that in my cut.
Yeah. That also has a
Freaking perfect.
replacement fan motor in it as well.
Yeah, oh, that's another thing. Yeah, what Dave just said. It does have a replacement fan motor. Look at the original mounts were over here. Yeah, they never replaced the. Yeah, look, they never replaced the insulation plate in the back. That rubber matting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ripped it off to replace the motor, never put it back on. Which, whatever, it's fine. But yeah, that's what they did. They never put this on in the same place either. So they did this, took that apart.
Oh yeah, 'cause that's what
to pull the fan motor, and didn't think enough. That's dumb. If you're smart enough to take this apart and figure out how to replace the fan motor, but you can't figure out how to put the decorative ring back on.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, you can tell it's a replacement motor. Look at that.
Wheels are in good shape in the front.
So I'm gonna leave that motor alone. Well, I'm gonna pull everything out of here to restore it.
I will say, after we got it freed up, because it was seized, the motor does have a very good spin down time on it.
It does.
And in fact, if you want to, I will.
And there's hardly any coil rot in the back. Oh yeah, look, it's nice and free. It's not hitting anything. There's that much rust. This thing had a really hard life.
It's
Like they were not gentle with it at all.
No.
They ran the balls off of this, I'd say, up until about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, probably less than that because they have like a 2005, 2006 roughly frigid air in the window.
I think it's more like a 20.
It might actually be newer than that. It might be a 2010.
I'm thinking like 2012, 2015, somewhere in there. Just
But
really,
as rough as this is, and like I said, the size of the room, the room it was in was massive. This is I can almost guarantee it, this is no less than 10,000 BTUs. Now, if you look at the nameplate, it doesn't really tell you much. You know, the usual Fetters.
Yeah, this is
I never saw that before. Fetters Qui-Gon Corporation, still made in Long Island, New York. Like I said, we looked at this in the last video though, a little bit. Model number is again 711 DSA-2, 60 hertz. Obviously, it's 120 volts, 115 volts. You can't read it. 12 amps. So yeah,
it's
one
thirsty for juice.
Yeah, 1 horsepower compressor and 1/15 horsepower fan motor. But anyway, I feel like we're. Oh, I'll show the case first.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, it did have a hard life. It was used very heavily. I got to bend some of it back into shape. It's a little bit beat up, but nothing that can't be repaired. This is the worst of it on the case right back here.
Yeah.
It did not have the feather shield on it, at least as long as I've known about it. So it either, a lot of them oxidize over time and fall off, or perhaps it didn't have one, because some of them don't.
I will say this is a very thin unit. Like
Yeah.
the one wheel
It is not big.
And the one that I have are a lot deeper than this.
Yeah, that 1957 ad on eBay we were looking at that says thin and low, it is thin and low.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's actually, I bet it's about the same. It looks weird in there with 2 ACs in my bedroom window. It does. But yeah, like I said, it's a little bit beat up, and unfortunately we had to leave the original bracket behind because of the way it was mounted in. What they did was they installed a new window underneath it and kept the air conditioner there, and the way they framed it out was just disastrous.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have the original mount, but that's okay. It was rusted as shit anyway.
They were pretty crusty.
This louver here is a little bit beat up,
Yeah.
but I actually always had a notch in it. Look at that. That's a factory notch. I wonder why.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not going to mess with it too much. It's pretty thin. I'll get this bent back in the best I can.
And as you can see on the back, there's no hold down spot like the later ones have.
Right.
In the 60s.
That's how you know. When these, and on the 1960 and after models, these the rear louvers are recessed and this frame comes out.
Yeah, they're flush, and of course this little recess here.
This is pretty cool. I like that, how the inside, how this is all like embossed in like that.
Yeah.
So I do know the whereabouts of one more of these in my hometown. That's actually the first weather wheel I remember seeing from the outside. I remember eyeing it up since I was a kid. I always thought the shield looked cool. I mean, I was like probably 4 or 5 years old, right next to Chipper's Ice Cream down there in Levittown by the Rite Aid at 5 Points. Probably shouldn't be telling too many people that they'll know where it is. But yeah, Van Berg actually also knows the whereabouts of one of these. He gave me the contact information years ago.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to check on my old phone and see if I still have the information. If so, Dave here is going to take over on that investigation. If we get anywhere with it, I'll go down with him to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. It's a factory mess up right here. They never they never punched that louver out.
And I messed up in the stamping dies.
Cool.
It's pretty neat.
This I'll have to fix that. I damaged that a little bit by trying to pull it out.
We're
getting a little gung ho there for a while.
It was still in there. It was hard to get out. So like we got that piece. It was very well done.
This is a moment we've been waiting for. I guess we can get to that. I'll show the back of this grill one time before we do it. Like I said, everything's intact. It's missing one of the little things, one of those little thumb screws, but that's okay. I have some. The gasket's still in decent shape around here, but it's missing the rear gasket. But yeah, everything's in place. That's the main thing. It's missing that little screw clip. That's why they were using that. That's okay. I think I might have one of those where I can make something. I'll figure something out. I'm not overly worried about it. So, but yeah, this video is probably gonna be close to a half hour long by the time I piece all this together. So if you got this far, you want to hear that S series fire up. So I'll make the audio as clean as I can for you. Where the hell is that? Where the hell did I put my Pepsi? Oh, right there. I didn't even open it yet.
Yep. Finger brisk is still there too.
There's one more cool sound before we go. I should have shook it up and made that little fizz sound before I opened it. Now I'm using that thin cord because I'm using my thick cord in my bedroom right now because I have a backup unit in. But hopefully it'll start up. It might not. But we'll try it right now.
Fired right up.
No problem. And that cord, we had it running for about 15 minutes. That cord wasn't even a little bit warm. Let it run for a little bit with the temp check. I'm going to try to stop the fan and the fan quit. Listen to that. My neighbor's kind of screwing up our video right now.
Yeah.
I can't be too upset with her. She don't know she's doing it. I don't want it to kick out in overtime.
Let's do the ground test.
It's high. It's not a shaker either.
It only has one mounting.
Yeah, it's mounted in the center from the bottom. That's it. That is ice cold down here.
It just is not hot at all. It's warm, but it's not like.
Oh yeah, we got a full.
Like super hot.
I'm pretty sure we got a full charge. There's 3/4 of the way up, and where it wasn't getting cool earlier, it was. Like I said, he fired it up when he bought the building, and that was it.
Yeah.
And the fan was ceased. So I'd say that fan's been ceased since roughly 2010, because they were definitely using it. You can tell us how they had a long, hard life. But yeah, this thing needs to get completely taken apart. I'm actually amazed there's no damage or a leak. That's bad. The compressor, she shakes a little bit, but
It's got some vibration, but it's not too bad.
It's not gonna shake your whole window to the point where it's gonna be unbearable to listen to. Put it that way. It's hot right in the back. Well, I'm gonna piece some of these videos together for now and get ready for editing. I'm gonna let this run for 20 minutes to a half hour. Let the R12 run through. I'm pretty sure it's an R12 unit.
I think so. I just got a good look at the tags, so hopefully someone can tell us it's R12 22.
Where's the, doesn't say it on there. I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, it does. It says test pressure 300 PSI, refrigerant CHCIF tube, charge under 3 pounds. So I put like 2.9 pounds in there. Well, I was going to make that bitch cold. Alright, so.
That's got a high slide of 300, but that's very true too. Because R12 is what like 200 eyesight.
I don't know.
One little pressure.
Who knows? God, there's no arachnids living in it.
Yeah, that's right. We can't try to do some check our
Hopefully my neighbor's done cutting their grass when I do the temp check. You can get another sound of this Tungsten S series. So I'm going to piece these video clips together and then clip it one more time for the last one. His video will probably be ready before mine just because he has one. I had like 7 of them pieced together. Alright guys, final chapter here. I'm going to do a temp check on it. Sounds like my neighbor's done cutting her grass for now, so we're going to hear the S.
Beautiful sounds.
Oh yeah. That is a big S. I just love how it's only mounted on at the bottom there. That's all that's holding it on is one bolt. Now that one Levittown is really going to need some work, so when I restore this, I'm going to take this apart and get measurements and get some good photos of it, because more than likely I'm going to have the one rebuilt if I even manage to acquire the other one. And like I said, we're going to do some work and see if we can get that one down in King of Prussia too. For Dave here is going to do the footwork on it.
Yep.
It's still freaking spinning yet. Like I said, it's got a good rundown time on it.
That it does.
Alright, I don't want it to overheat and turn off, so. Yeah, these got a little cool now, but I think it might be slightly low, because it's been running for about a half hour now. But, again. Well, like I said, it might not be, who knows. It blows cold. I mean, I felt colder, but I guarantee that evaporator is locked too, it has to be. I felt colder weather wheels. 42, 46, 55. Yeah, up here it's not that cold. If you look, their lines aren't sweating. The sweat stops like on this one right here. That one a little bit. That's because my finger's wet. Yeah, it's not really, down here it's not really. But you do got a good amount of condensation going up in the pan, so I'm pretty sure it's probably going in the back by now. I really don't want condensation in here, but a little bit's not gonna hurt. It's already rusted for how long? Yeah, kind of temper getting on the back. I don't know. We're getting pretty even on the back. I mean, like I said, yeah. Like I said, this is also the first time since the last 10 years it's really run. So pressure's warm, but that's okay. That's normal. It's not burning your freaking skin when you touch it, so that's good. Yeah, it's got 2 capacitors for the compressor, 1 capacitor for the fan, and as he pointed out, it's a start relay on here too. It's got a start cap and a run cap on it. Is it frosting again?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's fine.
But it does work. It works pretty well. Especially considering
It's not that loud. Yeah, so it's not that cold on the top rung. I don't know. I'd give it I'll fire it up a few more days in a row and let it run for a little bit and see. But I know Mike said a few times that if they sit for too long, it has to work out a little bit. But yeah, we'll see. Realistically, all this air conditioner needs some TLC, a good cleaning. And honestly, I think it's going to be ready to put in a good life of service. It's got a lot of life left in it. And the fact that it could freaking even run in the condition that it's in is amazing. Like I said, there's somebody that'll knock Feders and say they're cheaply made, but I wholeheartedly disagree with that statement. This is Feders that praises Frederick, even though Feders uses the same exact compressors as Frederick does. Ain't that something? All right. Yeah, that's enough about that for now. Don't even get me started.
We're going to go on a little over.
A tirade. We're gonna get off topic. Yeah, Feders kicks ass.
Especially the little wheels.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's cool.
It's cool.
A little bit, not cold. I don't think you're gonna see your breath in it. It's not that cold, but like I said, I gotta finish cleaning it. And like I said, the condenser's blocked up with crap too, so it's probably not pulling like a We'll see.
With coil rod on the aluminum outside.
I mean, the coil rod's really not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but that's about what my bedroom one has. My bedroom one gets can get down to the 50, like the mid 50s if I want. No problem at all. Well, right now it's not going to, but usually it does. That's awesome. Fedder's weather wheel with the Tecumseh S.
That's where it's at, man.
Original year. So yeah, keep in mind, if you see one where the louvers ain't recessing or sticking out, and if you see one with this, the you know, where the side vents are a little bit recessed, you know you got yourself an original 1957 through 1959 model. Although I'm pretty sure 1958 probably has a pancake.
Probably.
The pancake came out in 58, right?
It was first year.
So I don't see them using the Tecumseh S anymore after that. So I'd say 57. Man, Ken Haron, if you're still out there, you see it, maybe you could weigh in on that. Let us know. When did they stop making the S? What was the last brand that used it? Because honestly, the S is the only compressor that really gives the B series, in my opinion, a severe run for its money in terms of sound and durability. Because I have never seen a B series, an S series, a pancake, or an AJ that didn't run ever, not once, or even an AH. And actually, the AH used to be on my top. The ones I just named were always on my top 5, and so was the AH until I heard a meter miser. Sorry, AH, the meter miser bumped you off. But you got to think though, AH is only using the larger chassis unit, so I would go as far as saying that for a large chassis unit, the AH is actually my favorite compressor, and along with the B, because the B was using large capacity units too.
Yep.
But for regular units, I'd say it would be B series, S series, AU/pancake, AJ, and meter miser. Wow, we were just talking about that.
I think that was has the AW in it, because of the updated version of the AH. It's pretty much the same compressor, similar.
Yours?
Yeah, I mean, I think yours has the same. It's a smaller than an AH would be.
It's really not that heavy for the size. I mean, it's heavy. Don't get me wrong, but it's not that bad.
It's not too bad. Now, an AH would be a bigger compressor and really big more.
That actually might be the AW. Then. I don't know.
I think so.
That's funny if that's just kicked on though. Yeah, I run that. I leave that thing all year round. It's on quiet. Set the energy saver at 7, so like it won't kick on all winter long. But the first warm day we have, that bitch is kicking on.
Frost has run away again, so that's good.
Still not. Are we sweating down here yet? Oh, not too much. You can tell it's not as cold over on this side as it is back there.
Yeah. Oil's over.
We're getting cold all the way up though. So yeah, we're cold. We're ice cold up to about here. So like down here, she's running. It'd be cool to get the back side of that though. That would probably blow even colder.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like I said, the ads you see it for him, you can see the guy's breath. He has his face in front of it, and he's breathing out. You can see the big puff of fog or frost. Pretty cool. Oh, I do believe. Also, I noticed you saw in the video that we stopped at that. We did stop at that house that had that GE quiet air, and we actually ended up leaving contact information for that Hot Point Super Thrust and Hot Point Fashion Air too. The quiet air is actually laying on the porch. We didn't take it for obvious reasons, because if he is trying to use it for something, he's never going to call us back then. So, yeah. We'll see what happens with that. And look at the pictures we took, because that Hot Point is actually the first one I've ever seen that actually has ink on the bottom. So it's old. That's the same age as the GE Super Thrust with the embossed logo. So I'm actually very curious to see what the inside grill looks like. But yeah, we are definitely off topic. So guys, thank you for getting this far. We're clocked in at over a half hour at this point. So yeah, thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of this. I don't even know what gem. That's the only word I can really think to use for it. And I don't think it's drawing 12 amps, because this is not hot at all. And this tiny little cord, it started up a 12 amp freaking unit with a 1 horsepower Tecumseh S series compressor, and didn't even hesitate. Right up, started. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, peace out. Thank you for watching.